This Chelsea are in deep crisis now. Rosenior has sanctioned Enzo Fernández for basically expressing interest in other teams. Now, before we get into this yet, please make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, help me out a lot. And let me know your thoughts down below. But let's break this down. Yeah, Rosenior, right? Rosenior, yesterday's press conference, Rosenior decided. Rosenior said he has sanctioned Enzo Fernández for the next 2 games because apparently he crossed the line. He crossed the line, basically saying that basically expressing interest in other clubs, right? Firstly, yeah, if you have any brain cells whatsoever, you would understand, yeah, in Enzo Fernández's position. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be one of them people who's going to say, yeah, oh yeah, like discipline's not really important or whatever, yeah, you can go around disrespecting anyone. I'm not saying that, yeah. Discipline is an important thing when you're trying to build a winning culture and a winning, you know, like a winning culture and a winning, like, but a winning environment. But you're not building that. You're building a business. You're trying to build a business. You're trying to turn us into CFC LDN, yeah? And obviously, you're trying to make money. You're not helping the team. Appointing Rosenior, someone as useless as Rosenior, is not. That appointment was not made to benefit Chelsea. It was made for profit and money. Because he is going to say yes to everything. And he is a joke. Like, he genuinely is actually a walking joke. And the thing is, yeah, Enzo Fernández, he's one of our most important players, yeah? Say what you want about him, yeah? But he's one of our most important players, and on his day, he's one of the best players in the Premier League. And he's very important to us, yeah? You sanctioning him for basically saying, oh yeah, this project is clearly failing, it's clearly futile, I might potentially, I know that I have the ability to potentially look elsewhere, yeah? And I might have to do that because ultimately I want to be winning trophies and being successful, yeah? Which is fair enough. But instead, these lot decide, no, this goes against the culture that we're trying to build. So let me get it. So this is not the culture of Chelsea Football Club. This is the culture that you're not. It's not even the culture you've built. The culture you're trying to build, which is failing miserably because of stupid incidents like this. Like, if you can say that Enzo Fernández has gone against the culture that you're trying to build, then that basically tells you that the culture you're trying to build is never going to be built because it's failing. Because one of your own players doesn't believe in it. And I'm sure probably other players don't as well either. Does Cole Palmer really think he's gonna win much with this project? Probably not. It's an absolute disgrace, yeah. And honestly, he's so arrogant, Rosenior. Like, of all the managers honestly. And today we face Port Vale, and if we lose this game, yeah, if we lose this game, it's got to be over. You've got to sack Rosenior if we lose this game. He should be sacked anyway. But the thing is, if we're not going to get Champions League with this guy in charge anyway, because the thing is with Rosenior, yeah, all this about is just it's nonsense, absolute nonsense. Everything about him is nonsense. This huddle around the football. Yeah, that the players are trying to do to respect the football. It's the players that are taking it amongst themselves. If you're the manager of this team, you tell them, what the heck are you doing? Get on with the game. Why are you respecting the football? Even if it's a team tactic. What the actual hell are you doing? Like, what are you doing this weird huddle? What's it doing for you? Respecting the football. It's a piece of leather, you idiot. It's a piece of leather. You score goals with it. What are you respecting it for? And, like, that's basically all you can. Like, Blood's got him doing a Lego competition. It's absolutely ridiculous now. And the thing is, yeah, these sporting directors, the saddest part, when Abramovich had to sell the club, Roman Abramovich, when he had to sell the club, he was sanctioned, he had to sell the club. When Todd Bowley bought the club, and all the people that work for him, do you think about all that they really needed to do? All they really needed to do was just keep everything that was happening going. That's all they had to do. All they had to do was just save the club and just invest in the club, and that's fine. That's it. Do exactly what Roman was doing. Just keep buying players that are going to help the team, and then there you go. Problem solved. We move on, and we're playing for Champions League football. Instead, you rip up everything that was once there. Rip up everything that we had, yeah? You get rid of Tuchel, you get rid of Cech as a sporting director, you ruin everything, yeah? You change everything, yeah? Your ticketing prices are now through the roof, and the actual owner is part of a ticket company, which is just a disgrace. And then with constantly releasing merch like with some kind of business or whatever. It's trying to turn us into Coca-Cola or something like that. It's all for profits. He's buying useless young footballers who are useless, who are never going to play. Is Dario Asuga ever going to be a part of Chelsea if we want to succeed? No. Mark Guiu, I think, I'm genuinely speaking, yeah. No disrespect to Mark Guiu, and I think he's actually a pretty good player, yeah. And I'd say he's a decent squad player, but is he really going to help us in the league? I mean, if you've got two world-class strikers ahead of him, then maybe. But if you've got young players around him, he's not going to do anything. Same thing with Hato. Hato, I think he's a great young player, and I think he's actually, he's got a lot of potential, Hato, and I think he's gone quite under the radar this season. But is he really going to help Chelsea the titles? Not yet, anyway. And then afterwards, you bring in inexperienced managers. You put us all over the place, yeah, and you're constantly retitling us to CFCLDN and CFCLDN, and we're going to play goal songs when we score, and we're going to play goal songs when we score and do all of this, yeah? All for the sake of money. And then afterwards, yeah, you go and bring in managers, yeah, inexperienced managers, yeah, like Graham Potter. And then afterwards, you sack him. It's just stressful, man. And then afterwards, yeah, you finally end up with a decent enough manager, Enzo Maresca, yeah? Enzo Maresca, now, I don't think he's a world-class manager, but he's one of the best ones you can get that isn't world-class. Enzo Maresca is like, for me, Enzo Maresca is in the similar sort of, is in the same tier, in terms of managers, like, in the country or in the world, yeah? Enzo Maresca is in about the same tier as, I'd say, people like Nuno or potentially Eddie Howe, or like some of them managers, yeah. They're not world class, but they're very, very good. They can be good, or like when they're performing well, if they've got the right environment around them. Is there much difference between Eddie Howe and Enzo Maresca? A lot of you at home will be screaming yes, and I can see why. But have a think, yeah? The difference between the two managers, yeah, is that one is working in a brilliant environment where the club has been really well run, and then the other one is being run with a club with owners who don't know nothing about football. Like, do you see the difference? Because, like, genuinely, Enzo Maresca, if Enzo Maresca was, a terrible manager or didn't have any talent or anything whatsoever, Pep Guardiola wouldn't have him as one of his assistants. So basically, and Enzo Maresca, he actually did a very good job for Chelsea. Yeah, a lot of people were critical of him, but look at what he did. In his first season, he's won 2 trophies. He's never managed in the Premier League, and a club the size of Chelsea. And he wins us more trophies, and everyone talks about how good Arteta is, yeah. Arteta, mirror on the wall, yeah. Mikel Arteta, he's won more trophies than Mikel Arteta in his first season, yeah, managing in the Premier League. And he's won more than Arteta has in his last 7 years. And before Arsenal fans even say, we've won more because we've got 2 Community Shields in the FA Cup, right, and you've only got the Club Conference League, we are not counting the Community Shield. The Community Shield is not a competitive trophy. And for those who say the Club World Cup isn't, the Club World Cup is a competitive trophy compared to the Community Shield. Yeah? Arsenal, all they've got is the FA Cup. That's a competitive trophy, the FA Cup. We've won. Yeah, we have won. Enzo Fernández came in and he won us the Conference League. Yeah, it's not his fault that we actually ended up qualifying for only the Conference League anyway. Well, and the fact that we was also originally was actually going to end up in the Europa League, which is still quite a prestige. Conference League maybe not, but still, yeah. And then we got knocked down because Man United won the FA Cup. But you still got to win the Conference League, and we've gone and done it. Yeah, we've won in Europe and we've completed the European set. That's a bit of European history. Then afterwards, he goes and wins the Club World Cup, which is a competitive tournament because you're playing against PSG, Bayern Munich, Man City, all these teams to get there. Whereas all you've got to do is win one game. And Arteta, the Community Shield. What have you got to do to qualify for the Community Shield? If Arteta got to the Community Shield via winning the Premier League, you say, okay, fair enough. But he didn't do it he got it by finishing second, which is not even how you get to play Community Shield. So you see the difference, right? And then afterwards, you sacked Maresca because you had a disagreement because Maresca actually wanted a centre-half that's going to help him challenge for the title. Meanwhile, because your best centre-back, Levi Colwill, who shouldn't even be your best centre-back, decides, gets injured and pretty much out of the season. Then afterwards, you sack our manager mid-season because that's the best way to go forward by uprooting the team, yeah? And then you bring in an inexperienced manager, one of the worst managers I have ever seen in my life. And in his first press conference, with the first press conference, it's a huge. All the fans get a huge go, like what you really are, what you represent, what you're about. And he comes out and says, to manage is to age men. Straight out the window, that's another manager that's going to be absolutely useless. And in his first 4 or 5 games, people are praising him because we beat the mighty Paphos. We beat Crystal Palace, who have just lost their manager and their centre back. We win in Napoli, which was I'll give it to you. It was impressive. We come back to beat West Ham. Okay, fair enough. Then we win a couple of FA Cup games, and now it's gone downhill. Losing to Newcastle at home and then Everton, getting pumped by Everton. Sanctioning one of our best players because he wants to look away. It's ridiculous. Like, these owners, what they've done. And Enzo Fernández wants to leave this club, yeah, because these owners have decapitated a dynasty. A 21 year dynasty. We're the most successful club this century in Britain before these took over. It's absolutely shocking. This project has failed, and Enzo Fernández is within every right to look elsewhere. Because now we missed the game. He's going to miss the game against Man City. Yeah, what are we going to do? Because Caicedo's suspended. You idiots! Caicedo's suspended. Caicedo and Enzo are not there now against Rodri and Bernardo Silva and all these teams, all these players. And then Reece James is injured as well. So your midfield, you're telling me that your midfield against Man City to try and get Champions League, yeah, you're qualifying, it's a huge crunch game, and your midfield is going to consist of Andre Santos and Romeo Lavia. Are you thick with the side option of Dario Isugo? Are you thick? Sanctioning one of our best players. For not even doing much other than just having a look elsewhere because he wants to leave this club because it's absolutely... The way it's been run has been absolutely disgusting. It's a joke. It's beyond a joke, man. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. It's shocking, man. Make sure you like and subscribe, please. Obviously, and hopefully if we don't beat Port Vale today, I think there's going to be more than just a video on that. Please make sure you like and subscribe. But at the same time, also, part of me almost wants us to lose. If we lose, the Chelsea fans, we have a lot of momentum to get these owners out and get this manager out and actually really rebuild this club to get it back to what it was. But let me know what you guys think down below. like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy your Easter. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you later.